stop, look, listen, 'cause you're gonna hear a brand new story about a great engineer. He's the greatest of them all, we claim. Number one's his engine, Casey Jones, his name. Casey Jones, steaming and rolling. Casey Jones, you never have to guess. When you hear the tooting of the whistle, it's Casey at the throttle of the Cannonball S. Casey Jones, steaming and rolling. Casey Jones, you never have to guess. When you hear the tooting of the whistle, it's Casey at the throttle of the Cannonball Express.
Bitter Creek, end of the line.
Oh, Cinders, let's stretch our legs.
Now, don't you two go to wandering off, because we're pulling right out again.
All right, Red Rock, we'll stay close. Come on, Cinders.
Ain't every trip we have passengers as far as Bitter Creek. Not much to interest a city feller out here, is there?
I'll let you know. When's he due?
Sometime today. Everything's under control, just as you ordered.
What about the telegraph operator?
Gave him the day off.
All right, you and Jace take care of the train. You come with me.
Well, it's less than a minute before we pull out. I was hoping to get a look at this town for once.
See it all from right here.
Good, Fort Worth, by Bloomington, Garrett, Waxahachie, don't...
Save it, Pop. Nobody's going anyplace just yet.
What's that?
That passenger you just dropped plans on going back with you.
Tell him to get a move on. We're pulling out.
You're pulling out when he gets good and ready, not before.
Look, mister, we've got a schedule to meet.
This gun says you'll be a little late today. Now get away from this train, all of you. When we want you, we'll whistle. You too, Sonny. Move.
If there's a sheriff in this town, we'll see about this. You're the sheriff here?
I am.
I'm Casey Jones, engineer for the Midwest and Central. I've just been ordered away from my engine by a couple of gunslingers. You've got to do something about it.
Like what?
Who's he?
Mort Cleo.
The killer?
Let's just say I'm a gambler, Pop. But every now and then, somebody does me an injustice. And that somebody generally gets killed. Take Ripley, for instance. That circuit riding judge that hanged my brother.
I read about that. Judge Ripley gave him a fair trial before he found him guilty.
That makes Ripley guilty of some mighty poor judgment.
There's no use jawing with him. He's got Bull Morgan, Jace Homer, Louis Lucero, a whole bunch of crack gunslingers out there. They're keeping this town quiet so that when Ripley rides in here today, he'll have 6 good, clean shots at him.
And you're gonna let him?
What else can I do?
Sheriff Muncie's a smart man, Casey. I'm not interested in anybody but Ripley. Nobody's gonna get hurt if nobody tries to interfere. But somebody does, and the judge is gonna have an awful lot of company.
That's cold-blooded murder.
Murder? No. An eye for an eye.
You can't let him go through with this. You've got to stop him.
How?
Well, deputize the whole town.
When Bull Morgan and the others rode in here this morning, the whole town took to cover. And it hasn't been seen or heard from since.
But you can't just hold still for murder.
If I don't hold still, there'll be a lot of innocent people killed. You heard him. I've got a responsibility to this town.
We realize that, but it's also your duty to uphold law and order. You're sworn to it. If you don't do it, who will?
I don't know. But right now, I've got no choice but to accept Leo's terms.
You can't make a deal with a killer.
I'll have to take that chance.
What about the train?
Oh, it's all right. I left Jace to watch it.
I'm gonna get something to eat. Let me know when Ripley gets here.
It'll be a pleasure.
Not much business today, huh?
No, sir.
Where is everybody? Out of town?
No, sir. Home. They don't want any trouble with gunslingers.
Why aren't you home? Afraid you might miss making a nickel from gunslingers?
I live in the back. This is my home as well as a place of business.
You're gonna be out of business mighty quick if you give me another dirty glass.
Sorry, it don't happen often.
Two regular butterfingers, ain't he?
He isn't Butterfingers. He's just yellow. Just like everybody else in this town. If they weren't, I wouldn't be getting away with this.
I ain't yellow.
Well, if you're not, why don't you ride out and warn the judge?
He asks you a question, answer it.
I ain't foolish either.
No? I don't agree with you. I say you're plain yellow. Yellow as they come. And I'll prove it to you. Bull, give him some coffee.
I'll get you another cup.
told you what would happen if anybody tried to interfere? He was riding out to warn Ripley.
I guess he wasn't satisfied with your deal.
Neither am I. Now, you're under arrest.
What are you gonna do, Mr. Sheriff? Put me in jail?
That's just what I'm gonna do.
You better be prepared to take all of us.
I'll start with you. Get going.
Sorry, Sheriff. Not today. Some people just won't listen.
Do all your gunslingers shoot men in the back?
All right, big mouth. You've been talking mighty loud ever since you hit this town. Let's see what you're gonna do. Put it on. Scared?
You can't just turn your backs on law and order. What kind of a future can there be for a town that allows these killers to come in and murder as they please? You've got to help me stop this. One man can't do it alone. Muncie proved that. We've got to band together. I'm calling on volunteers to act as deputies to help run these skunks out of town.
You can count on me, Casey.
And me.
I know that. Who else?
Me.
Good. Anybody else? That makes 4 of us. What's your name?
Fern?
You, Wally, and Red Rock, raise your right hands. I don't know the exact words, but that doesn't matter. It's the spirit that counts. Do you solemnly swear to uphold law and order and protect the lives and property of this town to the limit of your ability?
I do.
I do.
I appoint you sheriff's deputies of Bitter Creek. Follow me. Come on, son.
You missed the show, Cleo. Aside from the old conductor and that clown fireman, Casey only got one volunteer. A hayseed kid so scared he can't hardly talk.
If he can get one, he might get more.
No chance.
That's just what I'm gonna take. No chance.
Are we gonna fight it out with him, Dad?
Sure, we got plenty of guns and ammunition right here.
We're outnumbered 2 to 1. Besides, how can we shoot it out while they're spread all over town?
If we could trick them into collecting in one spot.
Just give me a shotgun. Be like the old days when I was riding for Wells Fargo. Ha! I'll show them polecats something fancy.
But what do you want?
Cleo don't want to risk having to kill you.
Why not? I should think he'd like that.
He's got a game going on a riverboat leaving St. Louis day after tomorrow. He'd never make it on a horse.
You tell Cleo for me. I've got a hunch that he's not going to make that boat.
I'll tell him.
There goes our gunfight. What now, Casey?
I don't know. We can't beat them without guns. We can only get a telegraph message through to Fort Selby.
The telegraph's at the station. They'd never let us near it.
I'm not so sure. Cleo's pretty worried about getting out of here on that train. Listen, here's what we'll do.
Afternoon, Sheriff. What's on your mind?
You've got to let us get back on the train. Our I've got steam up, and I have to check the compression.
You're not going anywhere.
Well, you're not going anywhere either on the train. If I don't check the compression, the whole boiler will blow up.
Where's the rest of your crew?
Over in the sheriff's office.
Louis, get the old duffer and the fireman. Sheriff, you stay here.
But they don't know anything about it. I've got to check that compression.
They'll learn. Sheriff, you seem mighty anxious to get back to that train.
I'm responsible for it.
Sheriff with a sense of responsibility. I like that. Where's your boy?
He's over in the sheriff's office with the rest of them.
Louis, take him along, too.
Now, wait a minute.
For insurance, just in case the sheriff's deputies plan to try something foolish. Go on.
Come on, hold it. Sit down. Not here. There.
Where's that other deputy, the hayseed?
Oh, he's around somewhere.
Get him and bring him here. The sheriff seems a little lonely.
It's all right, Jace. Go ahead and check it. You stay with me.
All right, Red Rock, do just like I tell you. When I move this level, keep your eye on that dial. Ready? Shoot. What does she read? 0. 0? We gotta adjust them rods. Hey, you fellas gotta help out. If we don't adjust them rods, this engine's gonna blow sky high.
What rods?
I'll show you. Goes right there. When Wally loosens them from inside the cab, you push them back as far as they'll go. Right, Wally?
Right.
All right. Sing out as soon as you're ready.
Here we go. It sure did. Junior, you get some rope. Wally, you stand guard. I'm going in the station and send a message to Fort Selby for help. Yes, sir. The cavalry's a-coming. Junior, let your dad know we sent the message. Wally and me'll stow these polecats in the baggage car. Come on.
They taking a long time with the train?
They've been half an hour.
There's nothing unusual about that. It takes time to check compression.
Send somebody out there.
But they could be gone an hour and a half and wouldn't mean anything.
Wouldn't it? We'll see. Go yourself.
Hey, Cleo! Ripley's coming!
Bull, never mind. As soon as I finish my business with the judge, we'll all go. Together. All right, on your feet and outside. I'm going to give you imitation lawman a front row seat. Come on.
Fine job, gentlemen. With Mort Cleo and his gunslingers on their way to prison at Fort Selby, the people around here will breathe a lot easier.
Well, thank you very much, sir.
Mr. Jones, this town needs a good sheriff. Why don't you settle down here and keep that badge?
Well, I appreciate your vote of confidence, Judge, but I'm a railroad engineer, not a lawman. Which reminds me, we must be 3 or 4 hours off schedule.
4 hours and 11 minutes to be exact.
Vern, how about your accepting this? In my opinion, you're the one man best qualified in town to accept the job.
I'd be proud to be sheriff.
So long for now, we'll be seeing you when Casey comes a-rolling by again with a steaming boiler and a smoking stack and the wheels striking thunder from the railroad track. There'll be Casey Jr. and the Red Rock too, Fireman Wally and the rest of the crew in a thrilling adventure that's a lot of fun when Casey takes the throttle for another run. Casey Jones, steaming and a-rolling, Casey Jones, you never have to guess. When you hear the tooting of the whistle, it's Casey at the throttle of... Stop, look, listen, 'cause you're gonna hear a brand new story about a great engineer. He's the greatest of them all, we claim. Number one's his engine, Casey Jones, his name. Casey Jones, steaming and rolling. Casey Jones, you never have to guess. When you hear the tooting of the whistle, it's Casey at the throttle of the Cannonball S. Casey Jones, steaming and rolling. Casey Jones, you never have to guess. When you hear the tooting of the whistle, it's Casey at the throttle of the Cannonball Express.
creek, end of the line.
Well, Cinders, let's stretch our legs.
Now, don't you two go to wandering off, because we're pulling right out again.
All right, Red Rocket.